Israel Adesanya should retire from competing in mixed martial arts, but he hasn't. I'm here to do my UFC Seattle recap. So getting started, first off, I want to say thanks to everyone who tuned into the Fight Companion. We're back doing those now, since I was at UFC London, so I couldn't do one then. As well as this card just being a great card. It's the first main card that had all finishes since like 2022, like a Jamal Hill card from 2022. That's pretty cool. Probably card of the year so far. Great finishes, great moments, can't wait to talk about them. But let's get on with the first fight. Alexei Thainara versus Bruno Brazil. Bruno Brazil already had a win over Thainara, but obviously their career paths have gone pretty differently. Thainara was already ranked in the UFC when they're fighting here, and she managed just to dominate a 30-27 win. Brazil had nothing. She's not really had much for her opponents in the last couple of fights, so, you know, I'm glad I picked Thainara to win. It was dominant. Whenever it went to the ground, Bruno Brazil couldn't do anything. Sucks to see, but yeah, I didn't pick her though, so why am I complaining? Ricky Simone versus Adrian Yanez. Yanez won this fight. He won rounds 1 and 3. His boxing looked fantastic. I don't know how they gave it a draw. Maybe because he's from Seattle. Maybe because Simone's from Seattle, they saved him. Yanez borderline got a TKO stoppage win right at the end of the third round. A couple more seconds left, they would have finished the fight for sure. Sucks for Yanez. Coming off a long layoff, he looked great. It wasn't a draw, it's just a massive fat robbery. Fuck the judges. Boxing judges. What can you do about it, man? They don't know shit about MMA. Alright, Navajo Sterling versus Bruno Lopez. Sterling gets his first finish inside the UFC. Nasty ground and pound. Could have been stopped way sooner. Don't know what the referees are fucking doing this night. Just disgusting, man. Awful referees. But good win for Navajo Sterling. Getting some flush right straights. Just loaded up. Bam down the pipe multiple times. Sent him down several times. Probably about 3 knockdowns for him. That's crazy. Great fight. Navajo Sterling's looking like the biggest prospect of 205 right now. Let's get him a ranked opponent. Come on. Casey O'Neill. Gabriela Fernandez. I picked Fernandez to win. I thought she was going to look better. She's got like man arms, like Edson Barboza build arms. Casey O'Neill coming off a long layoff. 2024, I think. Piecing up Fernandez against the cage. Drops her badly twice. That's the end of the fight. That's done. Look great. Says she's from Australia, but she's definitely from Scotland. Born in Scotland, I'm pretty sure it says topology. Still somehow has the Scottish accent, but it represents Australia. City kickboxing though, I'm pretty sure, so fair enough. This whole card was like, it was a great card, but it was like soured by the refereeing, and then Bruce Buffer reading out wrong scorecards. He at first gave the fight to Marcin Tybura. I picked Tybura to win, and I was like, oh, cool, I got a pick right. But Tyrell Fortune definitely won the fight, 29-28. They call him back in. Fortune gets announced as the winner. Fair enough. It was a heavyweight blobfest. Not really much to say, just a blobfest. Tyrell Fortune, nice footwork, good boxing. Tybura would just like swing in with punches. Both should just retire. But that's a new contender up at heavyweight, 17-3. Great record, fought some cans on the regional scene, but got a win over a top-ranked heavyweight. Fair enough. Right, Lance Gibson Jr. stops Chase Hooper in the first round of the fight. Yeah, first round. Crazy. They're all booing Lance Gibson Jr. in his post-fight interview until he said he was born in the hospital 10 minutes down the road. Don't wait for him. It was a great performance. Hit him with some nasty knees to get to the finish, but I thought where he landed first, and he threw a head kick. Narrowly missed hitting him flush. Still hitting flush on the arms and stuff. Yeah, he was just rocked. Couldn't really do anything. Finishes Chase Hooper in the first round. Another one. 2 picks back to back where I completely underrated the guy that won. Now we have this dirty cheat. To think Masaev gets the win. I did pick him to win. If he didn't fence grab, Bahamondes would have finished him by TKO. Bahamondes was bleeding bad from some of the ground and pound though. Masaev's got some great ground and pound. Elbows nasty. Nasty elbows. But yeah, it sucks that Bahamondes was pretty much robbed of a win here because of the cheating. Bahamondes didn't deserve to lose like that. But it was a great fight. Fight of the night bonus. That's like 100k each, isn't it? I'm sure he's not complaining about that. Alright, this main card ended in all finishers. Joe Pye, Felix Grasso, Mike Chiesa, Larian Douglas, Yusuf Belgarui, Ball Knowers No, and then Terence McKinney versus Kyle Nelson. We'll go ahead and start with this fight. Terence McKinney goes ahead and TKOs Kyle Nelson in 24 seconds. Still somehow didn't get a fucking bonus. That's unreal. What are they doing? He gets a quick win. He said he was going to be more calm, more measured. Nope. Lands like a nice kick. He's landed some nice boxing to start with. Gets him up against the fence a bit. He covers up a little bit. And then Terence McKinney hits like a kick which like pushes him to the ground. He just bang. Ref calls it off. End of the fight. Great win for Terence McKinney. But he beat Taporia if the fight was 30 seconds long. Someone needs to give this guy a bonus. He said the UFC sorted him out. Kyle Nelson, yeah, I was never going to pick him to win, no chance. Terence McKinney got my prediction perfect. Let's fucking go. Mansour Abdul Malik looked horrible against Yusuf Belgarui, like I thought he would. I thought it was going to be a nice decision win for Belgarui, but yeah, he dominated throughout 3 rounds and then managed to find the finish. Great performance from him. He just wasn't letting Abdul Malik get close. Malik's a can crusher. He's less tested than people like Ateba Gautier in the same division. Match them up, do that fight. He's not tested at all. And then Belgarawi is that insane kickboxing experience. 1-1 with Pereira in kickboxing. 0-2 against Adesanya in kickboxing. But all 4 of those fights were good fights, good competitive fights. He wasn't outclassed because he's a great kickboxer. Look at that strike differential too. Mad. Yusuf Belgarawi didn't let him get anything off. Almost finished in round 2. And then just carried that momentum into the 3rd round to get the finish. Look to give him a ranked opponent next. Julian Erosa didn't look great against Larian Douglas. Got completely worked. 3.5 minutes. Just completely battered the nasty punches. Bro's called the gunslinger for a reason, man. That striking is nasty. Fantastic boxing. Trusts his hands to get the work done. Finishes Julian Erosa. Julian Erosa was like, bring it on, bring it on. Just kept getting caught and caught and caught. Julian Erosa has had some banger fights with some top level guys. Like Melchizedek Costa. Took him to a decision, but this guy, Douglas, just ran straight through him, bro. Insane, impressive debut. Hope he goes on to do good things, because his striking's great. The double retirement fight here, Michael Chiesa versus Nico Price. Nico Price, man, must have been paid $1 again to fake losing, I guess, like he did against Robbie Lawler. Dude tapped to the choke so quickly. Dunked Chiesa on his head, that was kind of funny. Would have been hilarious if he got knocked out that way. Chiesa didn't throw a single strike. Nico Price threw a strike. It was just grappling for the minute and 3 seconds the fight lasted. Managed to get the rear naked choke though. Taps him out, retires, gets a video package. He probably got all this because he didn't sue. McGregor threw the dolly at the bus, cut him open. Meant Chiesa couldn't fight Khabib for the title. That put Ali Quinter in. Changed the whole timeline in the UFC. Flew all the way to fucking New York to do that. Good on him though. Got a nice retirement video. Nice desk job, analyst for the UFC. Fair play, man. He's got a good job at the UFC now for the rest of his life. Now, Nico Price didn't get any mic time. So fucking rude, bro. He's got some of the coolest finishes in UFC history. They didn't give him a second of mic time. So he was leaving the UFC as well. Michael Chiesa gets the win by submission. Alright, now this has to be the most insane women's MMA highlight of all time. Alexa Grasso. Fantastic boxing, best female boxer in the UFC by a mile. Knocks out Macy Barber. Lands the ground and pound. Goes like that into a choke. While Macy Barber's already unconscious from the striking. Impressive as hell. Keeps herself in the top 3 title contention. I think Grasso versus Manon Ferro should be booked next for UFC Noche. Do like Lerone Murphy main event. I've been saying that to her. We had a great performance from Alexa Grasso. Alright, the main event. Israel Adesanya gets pieced up. Actually, he wasn't getting pieced up. He pieced up Joe Pyfer. Look at that striking there. He won the first round clearly. He had great takedown defense. Was kind of winning the second round. He hasn't got the wrestling and the grappling to be able to deal with the Joe Pyfer. Joe Pyfer got him on his back. Ground and pound. Israel Adesanya kicking his legs. Couldn't do anything. Herb had to stop the fight. I think it was Herb Dean. I don't know where you even go for Israel Adesanya here. He lost to the number 14th ranked guy. He's been looking good in every fight until the finish. Man, he was winning the Drickus fight, winning the Amova fight, winning this fight. Gets finished. What do you even do with him? I think you put him against a contender. Like someone maybe even out the rankings. Like a Belgarawi or a Ateba Gautier. Just run one of those fights. Joe Pyfer now is a top 4, top 5. They'll probably put him at 5. Ranked middleweight. I'm not crazy for saying that he could beat Caio Borralho. I think he could beat Caio Borralho pretty, not soundly, but he'd beat him over like 5 rounds. Because Borralho's not that good. Was getting caught by René. I think it's a pretty exciting fight. But yeah, Adesanya, man. Sucks to see him lose. He should have retired. Didn't retire. So he's going to keep going and going and going. Adesanya's obviously a massive name for Joe Pyfer's legacy. Obviously said some things in the post-fight broadcast about wanting to end his own life and stuff. That's unfortunate, man. He shouldn't be in that position ever. But man, he's now a top in the world middleweight. So life's good. He got a performance bonus, didn't he? I think he got a performance bonus, yeah. Him and Grasso got them. Fair play, well deserved. Killed a legend for the 4th time in a row. I don't know where you go with this Adesanya, but yeah, that's going to do it for my recap of UFC Seattle. Great card. Thank you for watching my recap of UFC Seattle, Adesanya versus Pyfer. It's tough for Adesanya. He's a legend of the sport, probably the middleweight GOAT. But yeah, he's been bested for the 4th time in a row. Tell me in the comments what he does next for the career. I'll see you in the next video. Like, subscribe. Peace!